start something real quick. So when I see Sham, I think we might be the last team that beat him in high school. Because I know he dropped that stick.
Oh yeah, we dropped stick. Yeah.
You. I think you're right.
Yeah, you started off with that. We can start off with that. But we back
right.
Winged Sports. We have two great guests, Mr. Sham Turner from Kimball, class of 97, Mr. Darryl Jones, Carter High School, class of 97 as well. And we have my co-host, my good friend, Rashad Stafford. He graduated with me in 96, and he was my mentor, believe it or not, because I didn't start running hurdles until, I cheated against him in my freshman year running.
Yeah, man, you got better too, that's for sure.
So, all right, I'm going to let y'all know how I started running hurdles. So, in football off-season, coaches have you doing all kind of crazy drills, just so you can compete. So, they got me going against Paco, running hurdles. I'm like, man, he going to beat me. So, I want to win. So, without ever doing any hurdle drills, I take off and I do a trail leg drill over 2 hurdles and beat him. Like, I had never been taught that. I just said, this is what I'm going to do to make it look like I ran a hurdle. From that point on, they had me running hurdles too.
Wow. Wow.
So, yeah. But I never got to his level. But, I wasn't way in the back. I just,
I'm gonna tip my hat to y'all hurdlers, man, because in 7th grade, Coach Walton at Atwell tried to introduce me to hurdles.
Coach Atwell.
I think I did one drill, and I was like, Coach, I can't do the hurdles, man. You had to do something else. But that was it. My hurling days were over real quick.
Well, I was vertically challenged, so I definitely wasn't jumping the hurdle.
So just straight. So no field events for you, Sham. You do any field events, Darryl?
Oh yeah, I did.
Oh no. Sham was beast mode long jump. I did.
Long and triple.
District points.
Triple two.
District points. I think we long jump, and then he threw me a high jump. I think I got a couple points and got like 4th place or whatever. So yeah, I didn't throw, but I was able to get. I couldn't jump. I think in middle school, Sham and Damian Williams were our long jumpers in 8th grade. And then in high school, I ain't doing the jump. I always thought Sham might could compete for like a state champion long jump. Because Sham could jump, but he developed that quarter, and he didn't need to do that. But
so y'all add well together.
Yeah. I ain't gonna lie, I'm still kind of mad at Sham, man. He went to Kimball to follow his sister. He's supposed to come to Carter with her. Sham went to Adele Turner with me, man. We go back to elementary. Yeah, we go way back. And I'm because in elementary at Adele Turner, Coach Woods would have us running this lap where we run out the back door, running around that big field, and come back in. Sham used to dust all us. So I should have known back then he was gonna be doing something. I had asthma, so I be tired in the morning.
You never went to Brown? You just went from Atwell to Kimball?
Yeah, Atwell to Kimball.
Okay. I don't know why I thought you went to Brown.
No.
Ricky just went there.
Yeah, Ricky went there.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna let Sham tell y'all some story, but I'm gonna tell y'all something. Sham, we talking about how getting in track. I wasn't fast. I don't know if Sham remember this in elementary. I wasn't fast. My speed didn't really kick in the 8th grade. In 7th grade, I ran the 7th grade events. We had Sham, Michael Jefferson, and a cat. I don't know if you remember Kamel Ziad. They were 3 7th graders on the Atwell 8th grade mile relay, and Sham was running last. And then they had 1 8th grader, which was Rainwater, and they was competing. And then it went to 8th grade that when my speed kicked in 8th grade, and then that's how I started. But yeah, I coming up, I didn't have that.
So you didn't run summer track growing up?
No, man, I ain't run summer track till the summer before 9th grade, and I went with Sham and his uncle. Fast forward, that was my first time. Everybody talked about it, but I grew up with hoop dreams, man. I was supposed to be Steph Curry, man, and the Lord changed his plans, or at least changed my plans, because I wanted to be Steph. And
I felt the same way.
Get past 5'9". I couldn't get past 5'9", so that wasn't gonna happen.
So how early did you start summer track and all that, Sham?
I started at 7. So
7th grade.
Yeah. So pretty much.
Who'd you run for?
Fast forward, the team that my uncle put together, that Darryl just
spoke
of.
All right.
My uncle Jerry Barnex, who passed away a few years ago. But yeah, he had a team. Well, I actually started when I started at 7. I started with was it Dallas Track? long time ago.
Oh,
Christy
okay.
Gaines with
Yeah.
Okay, I worked with her.
Yeah. So long time ago when I was 7 when I first started, I was with them, and so our colors was purple and gold, I believe. And so pretty much all the Dallas kids ran for this one team, all of Dallas. We may have a few smaller other team clubs, but this was like the biggest club in Dallas, and we just pretty much competed against like Fort Worth and other people in other cities or whatever. But for Dallas, that was like the biggest with Shanks. Everybody remember Shanks. I don't know if you remember the name.
Oh yeah.
Shanks was over this one club pretty much that covered the Dallas Metroplex that everybody, ran for. And so that's where I first started with them. And then my uncle later branched off and got his own club. Kind of after, I don't know what happened. I was too young back then, but I know the club broke up. The Dallas track, it broke up. And so everybody kind of went separate ways. So then that's when you start getting like the track Dallas and the Texas Heats and all those stuff. Yeah. But yeah, it's crazy, a long way. But yeah, I started at 7, man. And just, my uncle kept me in the sport. Actually, he was training my sister. She's like 3 years older than me. And he was training her. And so I would try to get out there and run. And he'd be like, hey, man, get back. It's not your turn yet. Get back. And so just one day he was like, okay, go ahead and get in there. And, she was running 200s. He was like, just jump in there with her. And so he let me get in there and I beat her. And so he was like, whoa. You like 6 and she's 9 and you beating her. He was like, okay, all right, we gotta do something. Yeah,
he changed all that up real quick.
Changed all that up. Yeah. So then he was like, okay, go ahead and keep running. Let's see what you got. So that's how it started for me.
Yep.
So y'all did track. Did y'all run against DeSoto in junior high? They didn't have them kind of meets like they do now.
Nah.
It was all DISD.
DSD school, just straight DSD.
Hey, because they sure have them in them track meets nowadays, baby.
They do.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But it's changed, man. Like you talking about track. I didn't even really want to run track. Back then you had middle school, and for us it was junior high, so it was only 7th and 8th grade. With 6th grade wasn't with it, so it was 7th and 8th grade only, and then everybody had one team. And I was thinking about playing football in 7th grade, but just straight up being honest, man, them 8th graders look so big. I was scared. I was like, I ain't going out there, man. Them dudes big. I walked in the gym for the first day. I saw them big old dudes. I was like, nah, I ain't playing. And then, but then I went to go hoop. So I went to hoop for Atwell, and we had a squad. We actually went undefeated and lost in the city championship. And lost. Man, we lost to Comstock. They had some beasts. The next year we won. We beat Pearl C in the championship in 8th grade. But after that 7th grade year, Coach Wall said, if you thinking about playing football, you better run track. So if you think about playing football next year, 8th grade, you better run track. So I just went out there to run track, and that's when as a matter of fact, Sham, I remember the first track meet, and Sham looked so smooth running the 400, and I had never run the 400 before. So the next meet, Coach put me on the 7th grade 4x4, and I swear I was just trying to run that joint like Sham, dude, like his knee lift. I was like, I don't know how to run, but Sham ran that thing so smooth. I was trying to mimic it. And what happened, man, all of a sudden in 8th grade, it just kind of started to come together. And so I started running, and it was really to stay fast for football. But how I jumped in summer track with Big J, and shout out to Big J, man. Rest in peace. Big J was played tight end for the Oilers. It was the Oilers, right, Sham?
Yeah, and he played the Houston Oilers. Yeah.
He played for the Oilers. Big J was an athlete, so I kind of looked. I was glad to kind of glean and learn from him. But what happened was like all of a sudden I could run. Coach Walton put me in the 100, so I ran 4x100 and the 4x4, and I got second to Steve from Brown in the 100 in the city championship. That joker ran. I don't know why I can remember these times, but I can remember, man. That boy went 11:02, and I ran 11:08
in 8th grade.
8th grade, yeah. That boy ran 11:02, and Brown had another cat that really I should have got 3rd in district, but in the regional or the zone, whatever it was called, they had a cat Roderick who was faster than Steve.
Yeah, Roger Colbert.
Rod jumped. I was happy in the mud. I was like, I'm gonna give me a medal, baby. I'm gonna give me
Hey, but
But
By
Steve
default.
got me, man, in the 100 in the city championship, man. But that boy read that because I remember because he almost cracked 10-9, and I was like, man, that boy was rolling. And it kind of just that's what kind of really kicked it off where I started to have a love for it. I always ran because I thought it helped me with football, but it turned about, man, I love track and field too, man. So I really enjoyed it, man, and glad I got to compete.
Paco, how early did you start your summer track days back then?
Man, so I guess, when it came down to summer track, we all ran in junior high, but I'll never forget. So the Texans, I joined late. So I remember me and my dad, he found out from my cousin Pipkins, and he's like, yo, you know what? They got a summer track club. You want to join? I said, sure. But I missed the deadline. And so I walk up there, and I swear I was around a bunch of Olympians apparently because everybody had that mouth. They all talk like they're doing something big. And so I'm like, all right. But so they said, oh, sorry, Mr. Stafford, your son, it's too late. You passed the deadline. You can't do it.
Yeah.
And dude, man, I was so sad. I mean, I was like damn near about to start crying. And my dad's like, all right, hold up. So he went back over there. I don't know, pay some extra money. I don't know what he did. So they let me join.
So he worked it out.
He worked it out.
The sponsor track meet or something. Yeah.
Yeah, right, exactly.
I thought you were finna say you had you race somebody and you embarrassed them and then
That's what I thought he was about to say too.
Hey, that's how you do it. Yeah, line it up. Let's see.
Line it up. Let's see.
Yeah, I know, right?
Let us see what he got, and then we'll let you know if he can make it.
Man, no, I would have been too intimidated because those dudes, man, like I said, they had the mouth, man. Like I swear, I said, these are future Olympians. I mean, then I found out because Stacy was there, Byron Hansport, some other dudes were there, and I was like, I don't know if I can compete with these dudes. They're like, nah, it's your own age division. Stay with them. And so I remember being like, all right, I can hang. If I can hang with these dudes, I can go anywhere. So I shout out to summer track, man, because I feel like if I hadn't done that, I don't know, my athletic abilities might not have been right where it should have been.
Oh yeah. Big shout out to summer track. Summer track was a big part of a lot of people's success and scholarships. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
And other sports like Daryl said.
Yeah. No. It set me up. Look, summer track. I try to tell all these youngsters to run track.
Yeah.
I'm a little ticked off, but it makes sense, man. So even now I got a new role, man. I'm the chaplain for University of Miami football. So I'm real involved with the team. I travel with the team, all of that. And I constantly talk noise about Texas because I'm a Texan, right? So we always talk about Texas, Florida,
yeah.
And I tell one of the reasons we so fast is like for my kids, I'm disappointed. They don't really run summer track down here. They don't. They have like spring track, and if you run certain times that can qualify for AAU, then those kids keep on kind of working out. They go to AAU. Other than that, they don't really have summer track. So it's weird. It's really weird. Down here, they got other emphases. Like for us, we like this baseball family because my son a beast in baseball. I ain't never played, but that joker love it. Now we a baseball family, But we don't run summer track like that. But I was at a pastor's retreat, and the pastor that was leading asked what was a kind of a transformational moment in our life that kind of really set us off. And dude, the story came up in summer track. It was summer track, my first year ever running. It was at the district meet to go to regionals, to go to national. And Big J, with fast forward, Big J put me in the open 400. I had never run the open 400. He put me in the open 400. Patrick Love from Brown was running.
P Love.
I see P Love destroy cats. And in my mind, I was like, I can't beat P Love. Like I can't beat him. I've seen him just destroy cats in the quarter. And it came down, it was me and him the last like 40 yards, neck and neck. And part of me kind of, if we run that 400, that lactic acid build up. Well, Sham don't know how they feel because he just ran off. That lactic acid build up, that thing started hurting. And I was about to come off the gas and just like, I was about to give it up. But I was like, no, it was like a switch went off. And I was like, no, I'm going to keep giving it. And if he beat me, he beat me. And then right the last two steps, I got a step ahead and I won. And that built something in me for the rest of my life. Like, I ain't going to ever quit. Like, if you beat me, you beat me. But I will never quit. Yeah. So summer track helped shape that in me, man. That the fight that I got, it came from
that. Yeah. That's
I wasn't no track guy like that. I was football and basketball.
Football and basketball.
Just straight football.
Yeah.
Track was just something, you did for fun because, we wasn't no Xbox, PlayStation type of kids back in the day. We was always outside.
Yeah, outside.
Even the worst basketball player was good. They have some horrible basketball players nowadays. Like they don't even follow the rules nowadays.
They don't play.
Back in the day, yeah, everybody could hoop.
Yeah. That's what you did. Everybody play ball, man. We even if you couldn't shoot, you could rebound, play defense. You could do something. You can hoop. Yeah.
No, I feel like it was our generation that basically said, because coaches could care less for football when it came to track, but then they were like, wait. There's summer track. The next thing you know, they're telling us you need to run summer track. You want to be in shape for football practice. Come fall time. I was like, all right. So that's what we all did. And so you got all these thick-thighed dudes out there trying to run just to stay in shape.
Yeah.
Well,
I don't understand. I don't understand now how you got football coaches that actually don't want their skill position players running track. Like it's the dumbest thing in the world to me. Like I was like, man, it from getting in shape, from building up your speed, all the speed work you're doing and the competitiveness, because track one-on-one, even if it's on a relay, you going against these other people, you know what I mean? And it can be embarrassing. What I mean by that is like
you can get embarrassed.
Face. You don't have a helmet on, you know what I'm saying? Like
well, they see you.
Everybody see your face. If you grimacing, if it hurt, they see you. So track, it builds something in you. So I'm always telling cats, and so even in college, I don't know if y'all know this, but a few people know this, but I don't even know if y'all do. So in Miami, this is the irony of it. I didn't know this till years later after I left, but I'm still the most decorated two-sport athlete because our coaches let us run track and they kind of affirm. So I won 5 conference championships in track while I was in Miami. So I was all conference in 2000 as a returner. 01 we won a national championship, but in track I won the 100 twice, the 60 once, and the 4x1 twice. And a bunch of us ran. The first year we won the 4x1, it was Santana Moss on first leg, running back Najee Davenport on second leg. We had a track dude on third, and I ran anchor. We ran 39.9, man. And then another time we ran 39.9 with tight end Robert Williams from Bishop Lynch. Shout out to Rob, Dallas boy here in Miami. And we all ran. We all ran, and it made us better. You know what I mean? It made us better in every way. And even this, if anybody watching and you got kids, our receiver coach made Reggie Wayne go run track one season. He only ever ran in one track meet, but the thing was, he told Reggie, he said, if you run anything under 4.5, automatic first round. When he went out there to test, he ran a 4.09. That's all he did in the first round. Now he a finalist in the Hall of Fame. So I'm telling you, if you got a kid, make that joker run track, man.
Yeah.
Track parlays into every sport that you play.
It does.
You can't lose. You can't lose. So
lose.
Daryl, what made you, pick football first over track when you was getting recruited to Miami? And then we're gonna come back to see, what happened with you going to Tech and then Auburn. Sure.
Okay. No, man, quite simply is this, man. I was good in track, but I was just much better in football, and with that is I loved football more. As much as I enjoyed track and cared about track, football was really became my first love, and so and I think some of that stemmed off of some of the success, you know what I mean? Like
basically going to Carter too.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying in Carter. Like, well, even going back in 8th grade, it kind of took off. I was playing running back. I didn't know what to do. It shocked everybody when Coach Walden called me out to come play running back. I didn't know how to stand. I didn't know how to hold the ball. I didn't know none of that stuff. But all of a sudden I could run, and all of a sudden I started having a lot of success at running back. I get to Carter. We had a freshman team. I was having a lot of success, going a lot of touchdowns. The coaches told me as a freshman, I'm automatically going to varsity when springtime comes, sophomore, and it just kind of kept going up. The first game of the year, man, we played DeSoto, and I'm good. I got a good memory. So we played DeSoto first game of the year. I had 117 yards receiving, 2 touchdowns. And
you talking about your junior year?
My junior year, yeah.
But that's the only
time I ran DT Wilson, because after that I scored like a 60-yard touchdown. After that, he spanked me in the 100 every time I saw him. So
and he couldn't make it tonight, man. He had a district track and he had to go to the night.
He was rolling. But football just kind of took off. So I think because of the success, it helped build a love for it. But I always enjoyed track. So and I kept doing track because they let me in college, but also I really enjoyed it. And so it was kind of like twofold. If they told me I couldn't run track in college, I probably would have been okay with it. But because they were like, no, they encouraged me to run. Although football was first, I had to do everything football, which one of the things I couldn't compete, I think, at the highest level, because I literally would, like, This the other day they had a spring scrimmage, and then they had a track meet on campus. And I said, I literally remember coming from spring ball, and I like didn't even shower, and I put a track uniform on. And I went and ran the 100. Now, what that means is I'm quick and I'm explosive, but I don't have no sprint endurance, dude.
Yeah.
Beat up. So I would always be late trying to get ready for conference championships and trying to make it to nationals because I had to do football. So, but it really, for me, just the football thing, man, just became a love, just learning the game. I think, again, like I said, some of the success from it and all of this kind of a perfect storm of why I ended up going my efforts going to football.
All right, so real quick, your senior year, you probably could have did track without the football obligations, but then that's when you was getting drafted at the same time, so you didn't have an opportunity.
Yeah. So
all right, Mr. Kimball Knight, Red Raider, how did that all come together?
Well, actually, believe it or not, how I became a Red Raider, we was at Texas Relays, and we was running a 4x1. And actually, I was running against Lawrence Armstrong on the second leg.
Oh yeah.
Jasper.
Showdown.
Yeah.
That's a showdown right there. Sham and Lawrence. Oh man.
Yeah. And so, I didn't really consider myself as pretty much a sprinter, but 2-4 guy, not really a 100 guy, nothing like that. And so, me and Lawrence pretty much went step for step, all the way down the backstretch at Texas Relays. And by the time I got my clothes and got back together and got in the stands with my family, Greg Shoulders, which was the coach at Texas Tech that time, he was already sitting with my family.
Yeah.
And he was just like, hey, man, I know Lawrence, and, Lawrence is fast. And he was like, seeing you, right there with Lawrence the whole time, he was like, it pretty much impressed me. So he was like, what schools you had on your mind? And I kind of had some other schools on my mind, really didn't have Tech on my mind. And so he just kept reaching out. And so I was like, okay, I'll, check it out when it comes time. So went down, checked it out, and went to, a few other schools, and it wound up being good. Wound up being nice.
Who else was trying to get you to run track?
Man, it was a lot of schools. A&M, Texas. I actually had a lot of schools, man. Believe it or not, I had a lot of schools for.
Now we believe it.
But the main one that I was trying to get to because of the quarter mile, they weren't really showing me a lot of the interest, which was Baylor. So I was like,
that makes sense.
Yep. That quarter mile of school. I know that they work hard. I'm used to working hard, so that's where I need to go. But I wasn't getting a lot of reaction back from them. So wound up going to Tech. And then
I was thinking you was gonna say Arkansas.
I
was thinking you was gonna say Arkansas.
Okay, nah.
But yeah, Jeremy Warren, what year was that when he was doing his thing?
Jeremy,
you like 97, 98?
Nah,
okay, he was later.
Yeah, nah, he was after that. Jeremy was probably like 99 or something like that.
Yeah, he was after.
Yeah.
So that was great.
No, he was with us. I said Brandon Couch, but Brandon Couch was with us. I know Brandon went there.
Yeah, Brandon was with us. Yeah.
Brandon was with us. I'm trying to think who was there already because they had quarter horses like crazy, which makes sense.
Brandon came out the same year I did because they had a write up in the Dallas newspaper about me, Brandon, and this other guy. I can't remember his name, but they wanted to see all three of us race. But we was 5A, Brandon was 4A, and I think the other guy was like 4A too. Yeah, and I remember seeing a write up in the paper saying they would love to see all three of us. Yeah. The districts. Yeah.
Okay, what was I started running track at Armstrong League back in the day with Coach Need. My first track meet was at PC Cobb. Y'all ever had to run at PC Cobb? I know y'all did.
PC Cobb. Man,
PC Cobb.
I don't think I ever ran it.
You know what? I never ran the track meet at PC Cobb. I played in the football scrimmage at PC
really?
Cobb. Remember, I came later in summer track. Y'all was starting early, so I came later. So I never got to run a track meet there. I played the football game.
I don't think I ran PC Cobb either. All our track meets was pretty much at Sprague or somewhere at UTA or
that spot in Fort Worth. That where we played
spot in Fort Worth off 30.
I
can't remember the name.
It's one off 20. It's one off 20. Yeah.
So which
big ass stadium?
Yeah.
Which track meets you two part? Which track meets y'all couldn't wait, to go compete in?
You know what it is.
Carter Shootout.
Carter Shootout. Every year.
Oh yeah.
Carter Shootout.
For me, I'm
thing.
about to say Kimball Relays and Carter Shootout.
Nah, man, ain't nobody coming to relays, man. Come, no, but, hey, I'm gonna keep it one.
Hey.
One thing Coach started doing was they would kind of keep us away from each other almost till then. So like we wouldn't see like our 4x1s wouldn't see each other till like then. It was like a showdown then. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. Really.
Build up the anticipation.
In the papers, you know, we looking at what we doing in the papers, but it was like the way the timing of Carter shootout was when we like, all right, it's finna go down, you know.
Yeah. Because I mean, Kimball got better later, but yeah, Carter shootout was the best. We started getting like Longview and them to come down and stuff like that. But like Carter shootout, y'all had like Waco. Everybody. And we didn't ever see Skyline either until like Carter.
No, Skyline would never. We wouldn't see them to the district. They didn't want.
Yeah. So every now and then, you know, you might see them at Carter shootout.
So Paco, when did DeSoto start going to Carter shootouts? Like that was Byron them year? Or was it our year?
No, it was their year. Because I remember when I was a freshman, I went down with them. And, you know, being in DeSoto.
Our senior year, I think DeSoto came. Yeah, before that, they didn't come. But I think our senior year, maybe spring '97. I think.
I know we went y'all junior year. We went because we won by like 100 points. I think.
Oh yeah.
We got the team though.
I'm gonna give another shout out.
I'm not trying to act like
I'm gonna give another shout out to DeSoto. My boy Larry Jefferson, man. Look, we were freshmen and we had the 9th grade 100 meter, and I just went in there knowing I was gonna win because I'm fresh off of a second place in the city in 8th grade. It's early in the season. I ain't know nobody, and I sure don't know this cat. And remember, it was still a pride. How we from Oak Cliff, how we let the DeSoto cats. I'm like, man, ain't no DeSoto dude for the run me. And Larry beat me. Larry went like 10-9, dude. I ran like 11-0 something. That joker went 10-9. I said, who they got this cat running 10-9?
Right.
DeSoto, like what?
Hey man, Larry was especially his freshman year. Like, anytime he was running, he was trying to compete against Stacy. Like he wanted to know the varsity time, and he was trying to get them. That was his motivation back then.
Larry,
go ahead.
I was about to say, Larry, pound for pound, he might have been one of the best athletes at DeSoto, to be quite honest with you. He had that natural ability.
I believe it, man. I got real cool with Larry, man. I used to hang out at their house a little bit, man. We were cool. I was cool with the family, his sisters, mom, and them. And I finally, what made me feel good one day, man. You know, every now and then, if you beat somebody, it really like lets you know, like, man, I can do. I beat Larry one time. It was in the 200 at Sprague. I don't even remember the meet. And Lewis Turner spanked all us. I got second.
Lewis Turner.
Lewis spanked us in there too. It wasn't even close. We was looking at Lewis back. But I beat Larry. You'd have thought I won the gold, dog. I said I beat Larry, so I'm good. I know Lewis will. I'll take that loss with Lewis though.
Man,
Lewis went to what? Roosevelt? No, he went to.
He went to Roosevelt.
Okay, yeah.
But he went to PV, right? Where did he go after
PV? He went to PV.
He went to PV.
Oh, okay. What's up?
Did they make national? Sham? Didn't they make it to nationals on that 4x4 with Lewis?
Yeah.
When he was at PV.
Yes.
Yeah. I heard that they went to nationals, man.
I think they made it 2 years in a row. Believe it or not.
Yeah, he was representing, dude. Mm-hmm. I gotta share this. So we brought up Carter shootout. So this is the Carter shootout story with Sham. All right. So this our junior year. So this is when I got good in the 100. If I wasn't in the district, I would have got to go to state, and I probably got 3rd or 4th at state championship. But because I was in district, Tyson got 1st, Montreal Flowers got 2nd, I got 3rd, Chris Clay got 4th. So I can't go to regionals, can't go to state, you know. But I got good in the 100. So I kind of was like deuces to the 4x4. I ain't running the 400 no more. I'm just gonna run this 100 and maybe sometime the 200. So Carter shootout. And, you know, we had Jimmy Wren, and Jimmy could run everything. If Jimmy could have practiced, I think Jimmy practiced. If he would have practiced, I think Jimmy could have been a state champion something. And Jimmy was gifted. I
agree.
He had a talent that God gave him, man. He was just gifted. So Jimmy used to run anchor for us. But, you know, Kimball relay was so stacked. You had Ricky, Kiko on 2nd. Did Tyson run 3rd or 2nd? And then you and Sham run an anchor.
4x4 or 4x1?
On the 4x4.
4x4.
What year?
This was our junior year, Sham.
So Turner ran first.
So we had
Sham. Turner was our senior year. Our freshman year, I think Ricky Hunter ran 1st or 3rd.
First.
Ricky ran.
Yeah, Ricky was 1st. Kiko was 2nd. But they just switch around sometimes. Because sometimes I think Tyson ran second. But anyway, Sham was on anchor. And Jimmy was normally our anchor. And Jimmy, you know, man, hey, I love Jimmy. Ain't no secret. Jimmy could smoke and come out there and split a 46 on the 4x4. Like it just, like he just could do it.
Yeah.
So Coach say we gonna switch it up. He put Jimmy on third and put me on last. And I'm like, man, I ain't never be Sham in the 4, dog. Like, and I'm like, they relay to stack where, like, I ain't gonna have a big enough.
You can't hide nowhere.
I can't hide nowhere, right? So I'm like, all right. So this was my strategy. I'm gonna do. I know. I've been watching Sham run the 400 since we was in 7th grade. I know how he run, and I know, and I know. I don't even know if Sham noticed about him, but Sham sometimes if he got the stick real close to being in second, he would just run in your wake until the last 120, then he just go by you. That's what Sham used to do. I seen him do that to numerous victims. So my thing was, when we get on this back stretch, I'm gonna hit it hard, and I'm gonna try to open it up. And I said, and my only chance is if I can make the bleed so big that last 80, he might pull his hamstring trying to run me down. That was my strategy.
I can tell you right now, that sounds like a bad strategy right now.
Hey, I was like, look, because I'm gonna run the time, whatever it's gonna be. You know what I mean? So the only hope is if I can make Sham get out of his comfort zone, and hopefully he might pull a hamstring, bro. I thought I might get like a little bit of a lead. Me and Sham got the stick at the exact same time. But because of how Jimmy ran, I was on the inside, so Sham let me get in front. So I already knew what to do. We hit the back stretch. I hit it hard. I never ran it like that. I hit it hard. I'm knees up. I'm rolling. And I'm like, all right, I'm executing it because I couldn't hear him no more. I heard him at first. I couldn't hear him no more. Next thing you know, I heard the whole crowd. Woo, woo. And I was like, shoot, he coming. And next thing I heard his spikes, dog. And the only thing I was saying in my head was, hold your form, DJ. Just hold your form. Because I said, ain't no shame, because everybody in the stands know who Sham is. Ain't no shame. Yeah, we got second place, dog. I just held it down.
Okay. So it's my turn to tell my Sham story.
Go ahead.
Yeah, see,
Zach.
Paco just remembered it.
Victim number 2.
Your story was pretty crazy, Zach.
The man. So we at the regional qualifier, and I do my 2 events. I do my 110s, I PR. I do my triple jump, I PR. I set the school record in the
49.
And so I'm chilling. I ain't got nothing else to do the rest of the day. I'm eating nachos, drinking sodas, laughing, making jokes. And all of a sudden, it get toward the end of the day, they want me to run on the mile relay. I'm like, dang, really after all of this, I was like, but dang, these my boys. I'm going to do it with them. So I'm warming up. You know, I'm nervous the whole time. And then they like, we want you to run 4th leg. I'm like, now y'all really asking too much. But I'm already committed. So we get on that track. Everybody neck and neck. First leg, 1, 2. Second leg, 1, 2. Third leg, 1, 2. Sham get that baton. He take off. I said about 2, 3 steps. He dropped it, girl.
I never got it.
He never got it. I was there for that. I was there for that, bro.
Okay. And so I don't run the 4. So all I know, I'm like, I gotta win. So all I'm doing, I'm just going all. I don't know what technique, strategy. I'm just running. And so I guess about that 200, that's when everybody started running up to the track. Go, he coming. And you get around by the stands, that all you hear is the crowd. I couldn't hear nothing. I just know I fell across the finish line in first. That's all I know. Until I seen Sham at Sundaga, and he told me his side of the story. You tell us your side now.
All right. So we're coming in. Let me see. So I think there was Rick bringing me the stick.
Yeah.
And so he coming in. He said, you know how you drag him? So I'm dragging him, and I turn my head, and then I thought, I got it, or I thought I felt it, but I just remember hitting the track. And so I was like, dang.
Oh, let me say this. Let me add it. It rolled off the track, Sham.
Yeah, it rolled off the track because y'all had that little step down. So
it
rolled off the track and went down by the drain. And so I looked and I seen you. I was like, dang, he about 50 meters out. So I looked back and I was gonna say forget it. But I said, nah, I went in and grabbed it. I was like, I'm gonna go for it. So now I turn back around, get on the track, and I see you. I said, man, he gone. But I said, it's all right, I just gotta go for it. I said, I gotta go for it. So man, I'm just rolling. I mean, I'm all out. I'm at 90, at least 95%. I said,
We were nervous.
Hold this, I can catch him. So by the time I get on the back stretch, I'm like, okay, I gained a little bit. I gained about 10 meters, you know. And so got around by the curve. I said, dang, he's still about 25 meters out. So I'm finna come out the curve. I said, okay. I started seeing blood. I was like, oh yeah. I started seeing that blood. I said, oh yeah. So that just made me even stronger, you know. And so now I'm just like, I'm digging. And I remember pulling up on the side of you by maybe 10 meters before the finish line. I pulled up on the side of you. And that was just all I had.
That's it.
I just remember you fell forward and fell across the line. I was like, ah.
But hey,
That was
I didn't feel you.
about
I didn't
75.
hear you.
I
I didn't feel or hear you, man.
Yeah.
Hey,
No. Let me tell you my perspective, Daryl. All right. So it was already crazy meet to begin with.
yeah.
Ivan, he leaves the track and goes to
Ivan,
some kind of dance with his girl. So he leaves. He's gone.
Oh
And we're
wow.
like, my hamstring's kind of bugging. And so I'm like, oh man, you know what? Maybe we shouldn't run it all. Then I'm like, I see Ivan in this suit. And he's like, no, we run it. I'm like, what the? All right, get dressed.
Oh.
So he gets dressed, and PT, our quarter miler, our first leg, he refuses to run 4x4. Like, he refuses. And so I was like, who we need? We need to get somebody. So Roe Parrish, I think Ivan got Roe. And Roe was like, I'll do it. I'm like, I don't know. We don't need no 56, senor. I said, yeah, I appreciate the effort. And then we're like, Zach literally has a Coke in his hand like this, drinking a Coke, talking about, I'll do it.
My day over with.
All right. So I said, okay, I'm going to run first leg.
DT ran second, probably.
DT ran second. Ivan ran third, and of course, Zach came in fourth. And so, like, all right. So Ivan, no matter what, if Ivan needs to run a 45, he'll run a 45. If he needs to run a 48, he'll run a 48.
Yeah.
So,
That's he was that athlete.
Yeah. So he comes over. Rick, I'm like, good Lord. So my split was like 47, and our coach is going ballistic. He's like, Rashad, 47. I was like, all right, hand off to Ivan. Oh, DC. DC ran 48, right? Or was it 49?
I don't even remember.
Then it was like he PR'd. And then I ran a 46. And so we're like, you know what, this is gonna be, Zach gonna give us what he's gonna give us, whatever happens. But when that stick dropped, I was like, oh my goodness, we got a chance. And people were blaming Ivan, saying, nah, Ivan hit that stick out of his hand.
Yeah. Hey, but look here though, we PR'd that. I don't know what the time we had a school record.
I'm gonna tell you what, y'all boys was
315.
rolling. Y'all boys was rolling. I was so thoroughly entertained. And at the same time, I was like, why we ain't running out here, dog? I want some of this action. Like we for some, I don't know why we didn't run. Coach Payne didn't have us run. So it was a bunch of us up in there, man. And when Sham was running that 4, I remember thinking at that moment in my life, this is the greatest thing I ever seen in my life, dog. Look, man, I had stopped yelling. I was yelling, and I was just almost like holding my breath, dude, because I was sitting there like, is this about to happen? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And Zach, I'm gonna tell you, you ran a leg. This ain't no knock on you. No knock on you, bro.
I wish I could have seen it too, though.
Y'all boys was rolling. This dude Sham, I felt like he was probably crying while he was running, dog. Like he was trying to look. Man, that boy
I was mad, though. I was mad.
Look, when we was at Sandaga, he's like, man, he was gonna stop. He wasn't gonna run. He's like, I'm finna just take off.
Yeah.
He's like, man, when I ran that race, I knew if I gave my all, he's like, he knew he had something. I was like, damn it, you owe me a drink.
Yeah.
I brought the beast out of him, baby.
Nah, but you remember that same race, we had Longview with us too, and we made Longview look silly.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Dude, I forgot they was there. I forgot they was there. It was just y'all.
A 3-man race, and so man, or 3-team race. But yeah.
Y'all boys rolling. That was epic, man. That was epic. But like I love them days, man. I look back. I heard y'all would know better than me because I'm not in Dallas at this time in track season. But they like track ain't like it used to be. Like the stadiums used to be packed. I I seen cats post old videos, and I'm like, the stadium sprag is packed, dude. And like now, I don't know what's happened. Like I don't know. I don't know if it's 7-on-7 football and took a lot of athletes away. I don't know.
Daryl, where's all those VHS tapes your dad had?
Now, truth be told, my daddy got them, dude. They in the house somewhere, man. I need to get them and make them digital, man. But
man,
he got them.
It's a lot.
He got a lot of video. He got a lot of
good running on those videos, man.
He got stuff on us at Atwell, man. He got old Atwell.
It's a lot. Yeah. It's a lot on there. Yeah.
So let me ask y'all this: how do y'all feel about these cats running these 9-9s, 10 1s, and 10? Like you run a 10-4, you might not even qualify for nothing nowadays. Like,
it's different. I mean, times are different. You know, technique is getting better. I mean, kids are coming out stronger, looking like men as babies. So, I mean, we had one every now and then that look like Tyson, you know, something like that. But the kids now, man, shoot, they just stronger, faster, and some bigger, you know. I'm happy. I'm glad to see the sport, you know, taking turn to where it's at, you know, and especially you know, when I talk about Texas, I should certainly represent good times coming out.
Oh boy, hey, so my wife teach at the school that's one of the top schools down here in Florida, American Heritage, and last year they won. They came to Texas Relays and they got second. Duncanville beat them, and then but they ended up posting the second fastest time ever. Man, they ran 39.3 in state here in Florida. And all the talk was, when I was going there, all them cats was talking about trying to beat the Texas schools. They was like, them boys in Texas. Like, it was like everybody know. Like, everybody know.
Made you feel good.
Everybody know. Oh, when I tell you, I be talking noise down here. Look, man, look. People be like, you from Miami? I'm like, they tell me now. I said, no, boy, I'm from Dallas. What you talking about? I ain't from Miami. Now, I will say this. I'm a Texan through and through, except the weather. Once it get under 70 degrees, y'all, I'm sorry. It's cold, dog. I'm Miami, dude. I got my toes in the sand. I got
under 70.
I got palm tree. Dude, if it's 68, it might well be 52, bro. It's cold.
So you don't own no sweaters no more.
Dude, I had to buy some more because when I go speak places, I had to go buy a new coat. When I was going out of town. I said, hey, y'all gonna invite me to come speak? It's like 50 degrees. Like, but I'm exaggerating, but I'm not. Like, it's you get acclimated. But I rep Texas all the time, and everybody always talk about Texas speed down here. South Florida, they all know about Texas speed, and they always trip because when they see them 100 times. But this what I attribute it to, man. These cats, they getting a lot of specialized training way earlier than we did. You know what I mean? Like, if you think about it, old school training was, dude, we just ran all day. You know what I mean? Like, we could run, we trained, we ran all day. But like now, the kind of drills that they're doing, resistance drills, they like
band training,
from bands, from sled pulls, from parachutes to the sprint techniques. You know, they going from like, you know, I remember learning A skips and B skips. You know, that was coming along, but he's doing A skip, B skip, C skips. They doing them ankle rolls. They doing so many things earlier. Or even stuff we started doing maybe in high school. Them cats doing it at 10 years old. You know what I mean? 9 years old.
Still, those times are just phenomenal. Like, what the cat decided? I mean, Duncanville ran like a 9.9 a couple weeks ago.
That joke ran 9.9, dude. It's like,
but it's. I mean, even with the start, you know, like now the new start with the toe drag, you know. Back then we didn't know nothing about the toe drag, you know. So now it's the toe drag to getting that, you know,
just keep
impact
building,
right back to the ground, you know. So it's all kind of techniques that's you know, making you faster and quicker and stuff like that.
And what you see on social media now, because like everybody can see that form now. Like I get on Facebook right now, I can see somebody training. I'm like, oh, I can do that. And your coach do the same thing. He's like, I saw this on Facebook. We're gonna start doing this.
Exactly, man. And even eating, man. Think about when we were coming up. I remember my dad tried to introduce some things to me as far as like nutrition, but man, you think about all the cats. You like Rashad, you just talking about Joker sitting there to track me drinking a Coke.
Man, I was done for the day though.
You know what I'm saying? But like now, you got a lot of these cats that when they serious about it, their diet, you like what they nutrition. So they like on programs and they specialize. Like I get this example. This stuff getting so specialized. So I mentioned earlier how. So I think y'all know this, and anybody follow me on social media. So I got married my last year of college, man. We got a gang of kids. We got married, and we had a bunch of kids. So we got 7 kids now. And it get down to my beast mode athlete is actually number 6, and he can play anything, but baseball is he a stud. But y'all know this joke 11 years old, he in 6th grade, and I had got a call before the school year started about like this co-op where he would go do like 2-3 hours on like online school and then just train baseball the rest of the day and then go to baseball practice. I'm like, hold on, man, this dude 11 years old. We ain't doing that. But that's the kind of, when I talk about specialization,
Yeah.
You got cats specializing in stuff now where
at that age,
at early ages, and even trying not to overwork and they learning by trial too, like what's too much, what's too little. So now, like that's why we seeing some of the stuff we seeing, and then like we all know, once you see somebody do something, now that's the new goal. So you're trying to beat it too. You know what I mean? Right. So you put all that together. I think that's why we seeing these jumps, and it's crazy. It's crazy to see though, like. These times that they posting in Texas right now is just unbelievable, dude. These 100 times are sick, dude.
Yeah,
because I'm curious if it's gonna be like longevity though. Like they can run some fast high school times, but most of them boys they don't be lasting very long though.
They don't last long.
Yeah.
And Sham, I don't know if you saw. I saw something recently, man. Well, all y'all, I saw an interview with Usain Bolt talking a little bit about this, and he was talking about the Jamaican training. And you know, I'm married to Jamaican, so we go at it because I'm all USA. They be cheering for Jamaica, but he was talking about Jamaican system in training and versus like in the US and the collegiate sports. And this is Usain Bolt said in America when it comes to college track and field, they run them too much. They run them into the ground. It's like every week they run the 1 to 2 to 4 by 1. They just run them into the ground. And he was saying in Jamaica, he said they used to think they had to come over here to try to compete. And he said the person that changed it for their mindset was Asafa Powell. When Asafa broke the world record and he wasn't training the US way, he said they opened up like, oh, we ain't got to go there to train no more. He said so they train differently where they're not running and taxing their bodies week after week after week. So they preparing for meets and then they recover. And then they train and prepare for another meet down the road instead of every Saturday trying to crank out a 100-meter dash every week, you know. And I was like, I think it's something to that because right around when they got busted with the Balco stuff and the clear and all of that, our sprint coach at UM, we were talking, and I was already gone. I was with the Johns, but he had told me something. He said, man, the human body not designed to be running 9-9 6 weeks in a row. He was like, bro, you just your body got to recover. You run 9-9, you run 9-8. You need to take a week or two, build back up your training stuff, and then go run again. And he was like, you see cats every Saturday, week after week after week dropping. He told me, he said, cats on drugs, man. He said, dude, and then all of a sudden the story broke, you know, and stuff. So I think it's something to that when you talking about the longevity. They beat their bodies up, man, and they can't.
It's a freshman in Houston. I think it's C. King. Like he on varsity running, you know, those 10 threes, 10 flats. Like as a freshman, like that's
crazy. That's crazy.
I love to see him progress, but I hope they take care of his body. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
do it the right way.
Don't overdo him, man. But,
right.
Yeah. I see the boy. Somebody posted because I was wondering how the boy from Cascasita that won state last year that was running 9-9 and that 37, that 38.
I thought he went to LSU.
LSU. I just saw he won 100 the other day. He ran like 10-0 something. So he's still doing his thing. But I'm gonna try to keep track to see how he does. Rashad, based off what you said with all that running, I wonder if he's gonna be able to keep progressing.
Right.
College, yeah.
Okay, so listen to this. You know, DT's son is in San Antonio. He just broke the indoor 200, running a 20.42.
Really?
Yeah. Tate Taylor. So look at
what school he running? Where he running?
In San Antonio. I can't think of the school, but Tate Taylor. Look out for that name.
Hold on. This high school or college?
High school.
Oh, okay.
20.4 indoor.
Yes, 20.4 indoor.
That's nasty.
That's 20.25 outdoor.
Yeah.
So I wish he'd have been.
Watch out on that. I gotta keep a watch out on that.
But Acostacita, they got another. My partner, his son, Derek Blaylock. I don't know if you know him. He played for the Chiefs and the Jets.
Yeah.
His son, it was a freshman running the 21 in the 2. So He coming back. So Casita, they ain't missing out on nothing.
They coming right back. They reloading.
They probably got a good coach. You know what I'm saying? You got a good coach.
No, it's real. Hey,
if you got something to work with and you a good coach, you definitely can make something. Yeah. It takes some.
You gotta have athletes too, though.
It takes some talent. No, it takes some talent.
A good coach with some athletes makes something special.
Is just a recipe for greatness.
Yeah. Sham hitting on something too, man. Because and I'm gonna give some props to and it's not to down. I don't want to bash any other coach, but like I got to give some props to Coach Taylor at Kimball. And this is when a switch went off with me, man. I remember, and I'm gonna give this is my personal side from seeing it, you know. And I wonder if Sham saw the same. I wonder if Sham felt and saw the same thing I saw. So, you know, oftentimes we would see Kimball a lot because Kimball, they could practice at Sprague all the time.
Mm-hmm.
We would practice at the school, but then we go over to Sprague to work on handoffs and things like that, you know, for 4x1, and then get some real good block work. But we weren't at Sprague all the time. But Kimball had that access where they were at Sprague, they were able to get their work in. Well, I remember our senior year. And this was actually something that kind of helped me develop, like to become more of a, and I'm gonna say this phrase, I'm like more of a dog, because I had lost a little bit of it. So after I had signed in Miami, I got real complacent.
Yeah,
you know?
I could tell. You didn't even want to run track no more. Yeah.
So it was funny, like Sham noticed it, man. I had my little high school girlfriend. I was out in love. I had signed in Miami. I'm already thinking about I'm gonna get down there. I'm gonna play ball. And I remember it was a track meet. We had run against y'all. And I always felt like amped. I always felt good running against Kimball. You know, that rivalry, all of it. And we ran a good time, but going back, it was like a dog fight every time we went against each other. Every time. Mm-hmm. This particular track meet, it was early in the season, and they spanked us. Now, nationally, we ran a good time, but like it wasn't like it was. And I remember thinking like, I had been seeing them in practice, and I remember I said to somebody, I said, Kimball has outworked us and we will not catch up with them. Like I was like, I was watching them practice, all that stuff. We over there chilling. I'm showing up late, you know, work on handoffs. Them jokers out there dying. I'm watching Kikoa running 500s. And I'm sitting here like, and I remember after that meet, and we were at practice and I was watching y'all practice. And I said, and this wasn't me throwing in the towel, but I knew. I said they have outworked us, and we can't catch them. Like it's too far. It was too separated. And from then, that's when I realized what it means to like really work hard. Like them boys, Coach Taylor had them boys working, and we was chilling. And we ran a district. I think we ran like 40.7, but them boys ran like 40.3, 40.2, and it wasn't even close. It wasn't even a contest. You know, and I remember thinking like, yeah, man, them boys outworked us, dog. And so that shifted. So in the summertime, I started grinding like I never did before. And so I attribute that watching Coach Taylor and watching Kimball, it set something off where I realized the difference between being content and complacent and stuff. So is that something you noticed, Sham? You noticed how y'all?
I noticed it. Yeah, I knew it. I knew you were just out there either because they asked you or, you know what I'm saying, come on, man, we need you type of deal. But I knew after you signed in Miami, I was like, oh yeah, he's just kind of staying in shape or, you know, just doing it for the fun. But either way it goes.
I felt bad about that too.
Either way it goes, I mean, you being there was an additive for the team anyway. You know?
It was a bonus because if you wasn't there, it'd have been worse.
Right.
All right, so let me ask y'all this. You know, the 4x1, you know, y'all, Carter Kimball always competitive. Football, Carter Kimball games are all competitive. But for me, the Carter Kimball game that I wanted to see was the basketball team in 96, 97. Those basketball games, Paco, was like Duke, North Carolina. I swear to God, man. Like, no, I mean, like, you be in the game and Carter, they cussing at Kimball. Kimball gonna come back. They cussing, and they know the chant word for word. It's I had never been a part of no basketball game.
The basketball games, was crunk.
Yes, they was crunk. They was
unmatched, man. Like I had never seen anything like that. I'm coming back from that because my cousin was Stephen Small. I don't know if you remember him. He's number 10. That's my cousin.
That's my cousin.
So I'm coming back supporting him and like the very first time I seen that, I was like, I'm coming back as many times as possible. Man, I mean, you had to have been there to understand the level of support that they had from each other and how much they wanted to beat each other, man. Because they were both dogs back then.
It was. I'm gonna speak to that a little bit. I still, and whenever I joke, if I run into Scooter, Calvin, South, any of them, I look at them in the eye and I say, y'all better be glad I got hurt because y'all wouldn't have beat us in basketball. So they be laughing, dog. We be talking, but this is why I get, like I tell you, I had hoop dreams, man. I wanted to hoop. That was my thing. And like in 8th grade, we actually, it was Sassa, they had Calvin, they had Patrick, they had these twins. Like Brown had a squad. We beat Brown in the semifinal, and we beat Pearl C in the championship. So we've been playing against each other for so long. And I remember junior year, I quit basketball because I had turf toe. But I'm gonna let you know the stakes. Our sophomore year, we lost in the state championship game, and then we came back, and it's Kimball and Carter topping the state. We split district. I think we split district, and then we meet up in the quarterfinal. Kimball win, and they go to state. And then the exact same thing happened again senior year. They beat us in quarterfinal and go win state back to back. And so just that 3-year span of the talent, the rivalry, we've been playing against each other for so long, man. It was thick, man. It was some of the funnest stuff, man, you'll ever see, man.
Oh yeah, just the rivalry alone, just the Carter and Kimball rivalry been going on for all these years now. You know, Oak Cliff Super Bowl. Just the same thing. Just that rivalry.
Well, Carter, y'all had Anthony Good, Lamar Wright, Jesse Warren,
Robert Washington, Jabari Johnson. We had Donut. We got Donut.
Man,
like Donut from Brown, and then they took Sham to Kimball. You know, but
because I played basketball at Brown with all Augustus and Hart and Scooter. I played at Brown. So
Scooter,
great basketball.
Our junior year, Goree put together a squad. Them boys were so beast mode. He had 2 starting fives. He was subbing in fives. He wasn't subbing in one. He was putting in 2 different teams. And Scooter, the starter, was Calvin at running the 1. But then they would put in the second 5, and Scooter would run the 1. And that thing was like UNLV running gun, dude. Like man, hey man, them boys. And they still represent. They just won what? They won number 8, right? They just won number 8.
They just won. They just won this
year.
They
won the past 2 years.
Them boys beast mode, man. I was hoping Carter, because I think Carter played them in the semi or the quarterfinal. I was hoping we could get it, but them boys, man, them Knights was doing it.
But Carter is the more renowned school because of the state football championship, and because won it in track, Kimball won it in track. Kimball won in the basketball most of the time, but y'all one got the movie man out there.
They got the movie man. You know what it is. Like we talk about that. We was like, and this is what Carter did. That it stayed with, like Carter had you. They didn't just win the state championship, but it had this flair to it too. You know what I mean? It was kind of like a Hollywood nature to it. So that,
and those uniforms too.
Aura has always kind of been around. You know what I mean? And so it was a flashiness. So even we was coming up in football, you know, like Kimball had studs in football too, but there was a flashiness that kind of came with Carter, and it just kind of festered. So even we're like we get this notoriety. I got all respect, dude. And game recognized game. I'm like, man, look, Kimball is School of Champs, man. We Carter, man. We for the show. We put on the show. We glamorous. We flashy, man. We got talent. But Kimball Kimball like them grinders, man. They getting it done, dude. So I give respect, man. And whenever they at the end of the day, it's Dallas. So if we ain't in there and if Kimball in it, I'm cheering for Kimball. You know what I mean? They represent.
Oh yeah.
But that's the crazy thing about y'all's district. Y'all had like Skyline, Carter, and Kimball's like I can't imagine every week.
It was crazy, man. And that's why when Sham was talking about Skyline track, dude.
They had a nice track team too.
Our senior year, we had 3 of the top 4 4x1 times in the country that year. You know what I mean? Our senior year, they had
Montreal Skyline, right?
I remember they 4x1. It was Hodges Mitchell. They had Super on first.
Super.
They had Montreal Flowers on second. They had Dante Childers on third. And they had Chris Clay on ankle. Boys was rolling, boy. Them boys.
Hey, he remember.
Hey, they was them boys was not because Chris Clay ran at Texas. Hodges was starting running back at Texas. Montreal, they had the whole everybody went.
Didn't he go to Texas too?
Yeah, he Texas too.
Oh yeah, he went to Texas too. And then Dante played football at New Mexico. Them boys, they had some athletes, man. It was them boys was rolling, man.
Because I remember every year, only 2 of y'all can come out of that district. I'm like, that's wrong.
I know. It's sad.
Yeah.
It's sad, man. It's sad, dude.
Yeah.
Hey, and now
I gotta say this. I got one beef with Coach Taylor, and it's because Sham, my boy. And I always believed, and I was like, I believe Coach Taylor didn't do it because he wanted Sham for that 4x4, but I was like, Sham is conditioned enough to do it. I truly always believe Sham could have been a state champ in the 200. I always believe that. I say that to this day. Sham could have been an individual state champ in the 200, but for whatever reason, and I always blame Coach Taylor. I thought Coach Taylor wanted you for the 4x4 so y'all could win that.
Yes.
But Sham should have won that 200. Sham would have won.
You just ran all relays, Sham?
Nah, I ran the quarter too.
Oh,
He ran a quarter. He ran a quarter.
So you ran 4x1 to 4x4 in the quarter.
Yeah.
So
Until it came to regionals.
Yeah.
So you never made out of regionals
No, my senior year I went to state.
Okay.
The crazy thing about it, so I won, of course, I won district, and we have all these other rounds, and I won regionals. I won regionals in Waco.
Yeah.
And so I made the state. I don't know what happened, but the night before I got sick. I was super.
Oh, you got sick.
Okay. Yeah, I got real sick, man. And like literally on the home stretch, I'm like 10 meters ahead of everybody. Yeah. Everybody knew something was wrong because it wasn't. I had no, it didn't.
You had no kick.
You always had your finish.
I ain't had nothing. I was just done, and I wound up crossing the line in third, and I'm talking. I was throwing up everything. Like I was just out of there. My body was drained. I still able to get some Gatorade and come back and run the 4x4, but yeah, I was.
Your 4x4 leg was beast mode too, and until that tragic ending. I see on that last. Yeah. And Nick, my boy, me and Nick cool, man, but that was hard to watch.
Yeah, that was hard. It was hard. It was hard.
So let me ask y'all this. When you have all these track meets all year, where you have a prelims, you have a finals, and then you get the state and you just one heat. Does that make sense to y'all?
Yeah,
it's kind of tough. Yeah.
It's tough.
Yeah.
Like they can at least take the top 3 from regional. Top 3, top 4. Well, you can have a prelims, you know what I'm saying? And then another heat. Like that one race to me, like that's crazy. I don't get that.
That's crazy. They draw lanes, don't you? It's like a random draw for the lane too.
Random draw.
Yeah, it's a random draw. Yeah.
There's no seating, random draw.
That thing crazy.
Like they setting you up for failure because you don't do that at no other point during the season. I just never understood that because I got third in regionals and I wanted to go to state, damn it. So that's why I'm leaning that way.
No, hey, I feel you. Our junior year, we had one district. Our junior in district, we ran 40.4 in the 4x1, one district. But then Jimmy had hurt his quad, and at regionals, Jimmy got it. And I was like, he was in a position. I was like, I think he's gonna hold off Tyson again. And man, Tyson went by, and then a cat from Clown Forest got Jimmy right at the tape, and we got third. And I was like, bro, because I was like, if we had them extra couple weeks to get Jimmy healthy, we knew we could possibly compete for the state championship. But since it's only the top 2, and I cried like a mug. No, I was like,
we could say the same thing if we didn't drop the stick in the prelims. For the 4x1 at least.
I didn't realize that. Y'all that happened. Y'all dropped. I didn't even know that, man.
Hey, Waco, y'all junior year. Y'all junior year. We dropped racing against y'all. Racing against Carter.
Look, senior. No. My senior year.
No, your junior year.
No, your junior year.
Oh, okay. I forgot that. I didn't even remember that.
Yeah, like what? It was because Ivan stepped on Larry's ankle. And he ended up catching the baton and like just jogged, finishing the race, and had the 9th fastest time.
Wow!
I ran 200 meters.
Wow!
Yeah.
And I was like, Ivan, what are you doing?
We ran.
Hey.
Oh yeah, I do remember that. I remember that. Yeah, I remember
I
that.
was like, I don't think that's legal, man.
That's actually that's actually vaguely familiar to me now that you bring that up.
Yeah, I
Hey,
remember
man,
running
Ran
that
a
200
200.
Hey,
Yeah.
because just as competitive as y'all relay
Yeah.
4x1s, once our relays those past 2 years, 9.5, 9.6, 9.8, we thought we was top dogs just like y'all.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
No, y'all has look,
Hey,
y'all.
I was killing third
We didn't
leg.
get to see how much, but y'all had a beast mode. Y'all had some beast mode athletes, man. DeSoto
Yeah.
has some beast mode athletes, man.
Man, yeah.
For the state of
Larry-
Texas, they ranked us. They ranked the teams in Texas, and DeSoto was ranked number 1 because they did the categories different. They said field events and running events included.
Yeah.
Who was the best teams in Texas? And they said, you know what? We had a pole vaulter, we had 2 triple jumpers, and a long jumper.
Y'all already won, and then you got a pole vaulter.
Yeah. We ain't had none of that.
Because Carter shootout, we won. Our field events had 140 points at Carter shootout.
140 points.
140 points. We had 200 something crazy total.
Hey, that's what I'm saying. Like that
they were
senior year, we was bonkers, man. I think we finished in district like 1, 2, 3, and like more than half.
Damn near 10 events.
Like more than half the event. 1, 2, 3.
That's
Mhm.
funny,
Crazy.
dog. That's crazy.
But
Yeah.
hell,
We didn't have a
Kimball,
district like y'all's.
your senior year, y'all won what? The 4x1, 4x4, and then because y'all won state your senior year, right?
Yeah, we won. And Tyson won 100, so we had 50 points.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
4x1, 100,
Well,
400.
no, my
Our
junior
junior
year,
year, they won
my
state.
junior year, we won state.
Yeah.
Okay, your junior year. Okay.
Yeah.
Senior year, they should have won state.
If we would have won that, if
y'all got 1, 2, 3, if you got third in the 4x4,
we would have won state championship again
Yeah.
back to back.
Okay.
What place y'all get?
Zach.
We wound up getting fourth, but we on anchor leg when I ran third. I ran third.
He ran third.
Yeah, and we had about a 90-meter lead. And
Yes, yeah, they had like a 90-meter lead, dog. Yes,
yeah. And we wound up.
It's a wrap. We thought it's a wrap. We were like Kimball the one state again.
Wait a minute, 90 meter on everybody?
Yes.
On everybody. On everybody.
So what happened?
Hey, hold on. I don't. I'm gonna go on and put it out there. If my times are wrong, my times are wrong.
Okay.
And I'm gonna let Sham correct me. But this is what I remember. At least I'm 46 now. This is what is in my head. This is how I remember. I swear KT probably went like 46 on first leg.
He did.
Oa dropped like 46, 47 on second. Sham went like 45 on third.
Yeah.
And we were like, it's a wrap. They might break the state record. And the ankle leg, I'm gonna say this: the ankle leg, I saw him. I think it might have been Carter shootout split on the JV 4x4. He split like 50 point or 49.
Yeah.
Right.
At regionals, right before state, he had split like a 48.
See, I
he
didn't remember
just
that.
split 48 at regionals the week prior to that.
So now you got this picture. Now tell him what happened on anchor.
And so then on anchor, so I mean, he was still out there. After I passed the stick off, I was like, okay, we good. So I'm still landing in the middle of the field, still kind of drained last my energy I had. And so I just started hearing the crowd. And then Kiko was like, oh, he was like, oh shit. So I'm like, what's going on? So I kind of, rolled to my side and I'm looking and I'm like, oh, okay. So they coming out of the curve, man. And it's just like, I don't know, it's like he locked up like I've never seen before.
That monkey hit his back.
It was like King Kong jumped on his neck, man.
Yeah, he ran up running like a 54. And so he tried, if he would have stayed on his feet, we probably still would have got over. He tried to dive. No,
and he crawled.
And crawled?
Came up a little short.
He came up short and crawled across the line, dog.
Yo, man.
It's one of the most tragic
I know.
moments.
Hey, he probably saw all that in slow motion too.
Bro, man.
And I'm gonna tell you this, man. I felt bad because he ran with us with Track Dallas on summer track, and he was our second leg on our 4x1 in summer track that year, and we had posted a 39.9. We had posted the top time that summer. Well, I felt bad for him because he also was the one, and I'm not gonna say it's his fault, but on the handoff on third leg, Kimball 4x1, which was number 1 in the nation, they dropped the stick in regionals in Waco. And it was the handoff to him. So I don't know if he dropped it, just the exchange, whatever it was. So I felt terrible for him because I'm like, man, he dropped the stick.
What's his name?
And then it the state
Nick
championship.
Hall.
It was rough, dog. It was rough.
What's his name? What's his name?
Nick Hall.
Nick Hall, man.
Oh, Nick Hall.
Nick
Yeah.
Hall, man. Nick,
I remember the story. I remember this race.
man.
Man, that's crazy.
That thing was heartbreaking, dude. That thing was dude.
Yeah, it was heartbreaking. It was.
And like you probably remember that story more vividly than you remember, wins, winning gold medals. Like they're the ones you it's hard to forget.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he locked up. I saw that race.
And I'm gonna tell you the stakes of it. Like literally, they were a dive and a crawl away. Listen, Kimball was literally that year. They were a dive and a crawl away from going back to back in both basketball and track.
Yeah,
they just won basketball twice and was defending state for track, man.
Man,
and third, they go back to back in both. Now I ain't gonna lie. Part of me, I ain't gonna lie. Part of me was a little satisfied.
Come on, man. That's that rivalry.
That's crazy.
Yeah, man, it was crazy. That was one of the probably most memorable races ever. To be honest,
I remember that now. That was the worst thing I ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
All right. So I was talking to Sham. I don't know where we was at. And you was telling me how you had to retire because y'all was still having like some hood relays and people were still trying to race you and all this kind of stuff.
Oh yeah, man. Say, man. I'm coaching at summer track, man. You know how you coach summer track.
Oh, okay.
And even like at the barbershop, people call, hey man, we got somebody up here. I start telling people, hey man, if they're not 35 and older, stop calling me, man. All these 18-year-olds, I'm over here still racing 18-year-olds. Stop calling me.
Hey, your name still means something.
That name carry weight.
They call you school nowadays.
No. I got
you must don't have a bunch of grades then.
Nah, I don't have a buzz. I got a partner that called me uncle one time, and I said, "No, man." I said, "I know you in your 30s." I said, "Call me big bro. Don't call me."
Yeah.
It hit different when you're here. You be like, me? Like, no.
Yeah.
Yo, Sham, when you mentioned Greg Shoulders, right?
Oh yeah, Greg. Yeah, he's doing big things right now too. Out there at the ranch, he got that.
Man, let me tell you something about that dude. So you know how he said he was up in the stands with your parents?
Yeah.
All right. So when it comes to recruiting, there's like certain rules that coaches can't do. Man, he didn't pay attention to none of those rules. And so I was at Fort Worth had their indoor meet for the Southwest Conference. And so I was there. They invite high school kids to go there too. And so I see this man in between the seats, like on his back. Like my dad's right there. He's like on his back talking to my dad. I'm like, why is this man laying down and talking to you? And so he gets up. He's oh yeah, I'm Greg, and I'm at Texas Tech. I like the way you run. I want to get with you. I'm like, all right. I don't know why you're laying down, but he kind of scoots away, and I end up going to Rice, and that coach was right nearby, but he never said anything to me. And so when later on I found out, apparently you're not supposed to talk to the athlete at a track meet. So he made sure nobody saw him. And the coach told me later on, I was like, yeah. He said, I can't stand that man. He does dirty things. I'm like, that's the weirdest thing I've ever seen. So
wow.
So I guess when he saw you, he's like, you know what? I guess everybody knows how he operates.
Yeah.
Wow.
And actually, he got in, I'm gonna say not trouble, but Texas Tech made him resign.
Yeah.
And that's why I wound up going to Auburn because of him.
Oh, that's why. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I was wondering what happened. Okay.
Yeah,
but
I didn't know who they was bringing.
He wasn't talking to Sham. He was talking to his parents. So is that legal too?
I mean, you're not supposed to recruit, basically. So that's what.
Yeah.
Oh man.
So when you went to Auburn, man, how was that transition for you?
It was better, right?
Man, tell you, me, it was like I went from, to be honest, it was like I went from JUCO to D1. Not from D1. It was crazy, man. Auburn, the whole experience was like almost being in a professional sport already. It was crazy. Just the love, like back then, Tech. I mean, the games are crazy now, Tech. The football games and stuff like that, but Tech probably would have like, just say 33,000 in the stands back then. And then shoot, I got the Auburn, and we talking about we got 87,000 in the stands. You know, it was just
Every game.
man, every game, and it was just a whole different ball game from even with the the stuff we got from shoes, every month and bags and money and yeah. It was,
So how many years did you run for Auburn?
You heard him say money. That's how them SEC schools roll right there.
How many years did you run at Auburn?
2. The first year I transferred there, right before the season started, man, I pulled my hamstring. So I had to redshirt that whole year.
Oh, okay.
Come back indoor season, waited about a month or so, and I pulled it again. And so coach was like, okay, well, we'll just redshirt you for the whole year. And came back and did it the following year. But yeah, wound up getting four-time All-American there at Auburn, which was cool.
Okay.
What event?
2 All-Americans in the 4x4 and 2 of them in the open 4.
Did you ever go to
open 4? That's what I gotta use that. I tell people about you in the 4x4, but now I got to add that about the open 4 too.
You ever go to an Olympic trial?
I went to the USA trials. My senior year. I went to USA trials in San Francisco actually. And the crazy thing about it, this was like the first time my senior year. So I dedicated my senior year to myself. I was like, all right, I'm gonna train super hard. Normally in the summertime, I take it to myself and not train and just relax and enjoy myself. So going into my senior year, man, I still trained 3 days a week throughout the entire summer. So when I got back to Auburn, man, it was like, even like we had to do like a kind of like the Archer Mile there, how used to make us take off and run around, go down River Lane, back up Polk. So it was kind of, we had something like that at Auburn where we would take off and run through like some woods and gravel and come back up the road to the school. And it was the first time I was like beating everybody back. So I was like, ooh, I felt good. You know what I'm saying? I was running good. Indoor season, I finished up number 8 in the world. And I was the number 1 fastest collegiate. Me and a dude had the same time. Me and a dude from Florida. So we both was number 7 and 8 or 8 and 7 with the same exact time. But we was in the world for the US for the whole indoor season. We was the 2 fastest Americans in the 4x4. I'm talking about professionals and all. So I felt good. So coming out to the outdoor season, my first outdoor track meet, we had one at LSU. I ran like 46 flat out of lane 8, which was cool. So shortly after that, we was doing 200 work, and the trainers put some ice on the back of my knee because my knee was a little sore from doing a lot of speed work. And it paralyzed the nerve in my leg. So the next day when I came back to practice, I had what they call is like drop foot. So it depends on how bad you get it. If you get it real bad, you have to go ahead and get that nerve repaired.
Oh, so, wow. Is that what Lolo had? Is that what Lolo had? Lolo Jones?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
So when I would run, it was just flapping. So I told my coach, I'm like, man, something not right. I got to practice that next day. And he was like, well, let's see what's going on. And so I wound up going to like one of the doctors, on campus in the football complex. They got that little wheel. It got like a bunch of needles on it, and they rolled it down the side of your leg. And he was rolling down the side by my calf muscle. And he was like, that don't hurt? And I was like, nah, I don't feel it. And he was like, if I push any harder, you're going to be bleeding. He was like, that's supposed to be hurting. You're supposed to be moving. So we found out that that's what it was. That ice on the back of my knee had paralyzed that nerve, man. So I wound up losing all that training that did. But based off that first track meet, still got me qualified to NCAAs, which was pretty cool. But I just still wasn't back in shape. Yeah, because I pretty much all I could do. I didn't come back until SEC championships was like my first meet back.
Wow.
From the first track meet of the year.
Oh, wow.
And, which is crazy. So I came back SEC championships. I did okay. I made it to the finals, but didn't do good in the finals. And then, like I said, that first meet qualified for me for NCAAs. And
the first meet.
Yeah, I did okay. Yep.
Man.
So yeah, banking on that, man, I would have, that would have been an awesome year had that freak accident happen.
So because Paco, what's that cat? Michael Price, didn't he used to try and compete in the Olympic trials too for I think he was in the 200.
200, yeah.
Yeah, he live in Dallas now. I talked.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I ran into him in Irving one time.
Okay,
Oh,
yeah.
because
he,
that's the one. He was from Tyler, right?
Yeah.
Hey,
yeah,
Yeah, he was John Tyler. Hey,
John Tyler.
he put on a show, not quite like Sham did at that meet with y'all, but it was a track meet at Sprague. Kimball wasn't there, Shooter wasn't there.
Yeah.
4x4.
Yeah.
And Mike Price ran a cat down. Dude probably had about a 30-40 meter lead. Mike Price ran that joker down on ankle leg. I was like, oh, that I like he named.
I couldn't believe they had him running hurdles because I want somebody that's slow. Like he's getting over them hurdles so fast that even faster.
Yeah, that sprint speed, man.
Yeah, because he was that joke was a sprinter. I raced him a few times in college.
That's what I'm saying. Like, how did they have him running hurdles in high school? Like that was crazy.
I don't know.
Nah, man, that dude was legit.
He must have been the only cat that can get over them hurdles. They figured they can get some points.
They had another dude, Brian Giddings or something.
Brian Giddings. Yeah. He went to Tech, I think. Didn't he go to Tech? He played football at Tech.
Price finished in 9.5 then?
Yeah,
95.
He has 95.
Hey, I just remember I didn't want to be in the same heat as him at that Jesuit meet because it was not going to be pretty.
Yeah.
Yo, our junior year. So I went to state my junior year. And so Price, he was way ahead of everybody. So he finishes first. His teammate, Brian Giddens, he was pretty fast too, but he died at the end. And so I got second. So I go to state. So as soon as Mike Price finishes the race, he does this weird jump where he turns around because he thinks it's 1-2 John Tyler. He raises his hands like this, and he sees his boy. He's like, "Oh." I was like, "Nah, buddy, I got it now." Because Brian, he got out. He was winning at least by the first 6 hurdles. He was out in first.
Oh wow!
We just brought him back in.
Yeah.
But that's how it was our senior year. It was you, him, then me.
Yo, you almost got him.
Yeah.
That's either way. That's why I wanted it to be at least 3 to 4 people go out of region so I can go to state.
Yeah.
I went just so Paco wouldn't be there together, and he gave me that pass, all access pass. I was going everywhere. They ended up taking it from me. They was like, "Man, you don't belong here." You gonna have to tell me because hey, I'm gonna use it to the fullest capabilities.
Yeah.
But,
that's right.
Yeah. Daryl, man, real quick, man. Being at the U at the height of the highest times of being a Miami player.
Yes, sir.
What was that experience like, man?
Man, it was cool. And it was like what you probably think it was, man. We were like South Florida loved Miami Hurricanes. So like at that time we were bigger than the Dolphins, bigger than the Heat, so like, it wasn't nothing to like we at the game like LL Cool J would be on the sideline, or you know what I mean, like Shaq.
Kind of like Colorado now.
Yeah. It was like that, like it was the cool thing, and then because it's South Florida, like especially like November, it's getting cold everywhere.
Uncle Luke.
It's still hot, so cats.
Yeah.
Now this ain't popular now, but at the time, I remember one time, man, I had I was waiting on I was gonna go back and do punt return, and then the team got a first down. So like I sat back down because I was like, okay, they're gonna get a stop. I'm gonna have to get ready. So I didn't go back down to where offense was. I sat down on the defensive benches, and I see these Timberlands, I see these Tims standing on the bench, and I'm like, man, who? So I'm like, it ain't a play. I look up, and it was Puff Daddy, man. And so they're like, oh snap, like Puff on the sideline. And then coach told us like, yeah, Jennifer Lopez was in the booth. We like, well, send him in the booth, send her down on the sideline. No, it was cool, man, and it was a culture too of we were a team full of dogs, man. Like we competed, like everything was a contest. We were always pushing each other, and I think that's why like we achieved greatness. Like the 2001 team, I had told everybody we felt like we got robbed in 2000, that we should have played Oklahoma for the championship because we beat number 1 Florida State, we beat number 2 Virginia Tech, and the BCS ranked us number 3 behind Florida State. And that's so, right. And then Florida State got spanked by Oklahoma. They didn't even score touchdowns, and we was like, we should have, But so the 2001 season, the way the spring went and the way summer training was, like nobody went home. I had actually got married, so I was married, man. And I'm training. and like just the way we were competing. I had told everybody, I had told Jermaine, I had told everybody, I said, we won't lose a game because we had cats got banned for a month at the mall right down the street from the school because we in there racing. Duke was in there racing in the mall. You know, everything was a competition. You know what I mean? Everything was a competition. I was like, we gonna we gonna fight till the last second. Yeah. So it was something special, man, and we built the brotherhood. But it was really cool because, you know, I've always been like, Sham's known me for years, the way I am, the way my personality was. So I was never a wildcat. I enjoyed, you know, some of the stuff that came with it, but you know, I was never real wild and stuff and all that. So, but it was, man, and it's catapulted even now. Like, you know, I know where I fit in the pecking order. You know what I mean? Like I was in 2000, I was all conference as a returner in the 01 championship team. I was a senior captain. But you know, I know I'm not, you know, Andre Johnson. I'm not Reggie Wayne. I'm not Devin Hester. I know where I fit in that. But even with that, it's still a love. Like even today, I'm 46, and I still get a bunch of love, you know, in the city just for being a Cane and being on that team and stuff. So man, it was a real blessing, man. I met my wife at UM, and man, I tell people I'm a blessed man because I found out in '99. I was always real kind of leery, not just her but anybody, because I had started playing and had some success. And I found out she didn't even care about football. So I was like, oh, okay, I might be working with something then. She don't even care about football, you know.
That's good.
Yeah. So I'm a blessed man. She loved me, man. So I'm grateful for that. But during that time, man, it was really cool, man. I'm really appreciative to be part of them years. I've been around I got to train with and work out with and practice with some of the best athletes you'll ever be around. And some of them now you even use examples, you know, like everybody know Ed Reed, you know, first ballot Hall of Fame. Well, Ed Reed is one of the greatest athletes you'll ever meet. He can hoop, he can do everything, but I've never seen anybody work harder either. And so when you put them together, so I like to tell young cats, like he not first ballot Hall of Fame because he lucky. Like he's elite talent with elite work ethic, and he put them together, you know. And so I was able to see that. Like we were roommates in the summertime. I saw his dedication, you know. So being around that. Hey, are you talking about track and field? Last year, the record got broken. So from 1999 till 2024, Ed Reed held the University of Miami track and field record in the javelin.
You said in the javelin. I was waiting to hear what you were going to say.
That dog went to Big East. 99 Big East championship. We were Big East, and Big East back then was more. We were strong. Like SEC and Big 12 was, and Pac-12 was killing in the sprints. Big East. I came out of spring ball and won the 100 with a 10-3. You know what I mean? I wasn't gonna do that in the SEC or the Pac-12 or Big 12. You know? But the thing was, Big East was strong in distance events and field events. Like we had decathletes. We had an All-American decathlete from us. He went to nationals, All-American. Like so, the field events and long distance were strong in Big East. But like in '99, I won the 100. Santana Moss won the long jump. Mike Rump, the corner that got drafted first round in San Francisco, he won the triple jump, and Ed Reed won the javelin.
How'd that even happen?
It's crazy, dog. It was crazy, man.
Did you get to play with Sean Taylor?
I did. So Sean Taylor freshman year was my senior year. Okay. And we knew that cat was special, man. That joker was built different. He was just that's the way I can describe him. That dude was built different, man. They were state champs out of high school. He played safety, linebacker, and running back, and was unstoppable. He played for a private school called Gulliver in Miami, and he was unstoppable. And when he showed up, he was just a freak of nature athlete. We were set at. He was a backup safety. He was really Ed's backup, but we had him, and like on kickoff, they put on the show. It was him, Antrell Roll, Kellen Winslow Jr., and this cat named Carl Walker. On kickoff team, every game it was gonna be like a highlight. They was blasting cats, dude. Like it was like something crazy. So yeah, Sean was special, man. Matter of fact, I still got a little bitty scar. That joker wasn't cutting his nails. I wanted to scratch me, man. And you know, you always got a lifelong rivalry, right? With receivers and DBs.
Oh yeah, one-on-ones.
I tell everybody, what do you call an elite athlete with a lot of speed that can't catch? He a DB. That's what he is. You know. And it even get more offensive. Like he trying to cover me. That joker scratch me, and I'm like, see, y'all got these old sorry safeties trying to go one-on-one. Get these safeties out the field. Let them jokers cover tight ends, man. Don't need to be covering up, you know. But nah, man, it's all love, man. Sean was built different. freak of nature. He had a reckless abandon. Sham, if you remember how Jermaine would hit, you remember how Jermaine would launch his body and hit with like a reckless abandon?
Oh, like cannonball. Yeah.
Jermaine was like 170 pounds. Sean Taylor was 230. So you put that mindset in, that's what Sean Taylor was at 230.
Yeah.
That joker was water boy, dude. He come in there. I seen Sean literally get kicked out of practice for hitting too hard.
Oh wow.
Like, oh, you hit too hard.
He loves it. You know, that's all you know how to play.
Beast mode.
Last person, Jared Payton, Walter Payton's son. You played with him too.
I did.
Did you get to meet Walter Payton?
I didn't, man. So Jared freshman year, that fall was when Walter Payton died.
Oh, okay.
So I didn't get to meet him, which was Walter Payton was the player. The two athletes that made me fall in love with sports in general was Magic Johnson, number one, and Walter Payton, number two.
Sweet.
When I watched both of them play, I fell in love with sports. I was like, I gotta watch TV. I gotta watch games. You know. So when we signed Jared, I was excited. I was like, man, I might get to meet Walter, but Walter was sick. He was too sick to come on the trips. Okay. And Jared, I'm gonna tell you what's interesting about Jared. Jared never played football until his senior year of high school. Jared was a star soccer player. He was a star soccer player, but because Jared was about 6'1", probably 200 pounds in high school. That's a big running back if you think about it. You know what I mean, he's 6'1", 200, and when I say he had them soccer feet, his footwork was nice. So, like when he came to UM, man, he could play, but Jared had never really played. Jared didn't even really love the game yet. He just played because his daddy, and we had Clint Porter, so Clint Porter's kind of took their notch above him.
And Frank Gore too. Come on, man. I had Willis McGahee too.
Frank came after them.
James
came in. We had when them boys when Jared and Portis came in, we had James Jackson and Najee Davenport. And people don't remember Najee. Najee played for a long time. In '99, when we were running the 4x1, Najee ran second leg at 250 pounds. That dude ran a 10-7. I saw Najee run a 10-7-4 dog at 250 pounds. Like,
when big dudes run like that, it's so smooth though because they're not wasting any movement.
It's crazy, man. But Jared Payton, and I never forget this. One, I love his family. When I went to Chicago Bears, man, I was up there by myself for Christmas. She came and picked me up, and I did Christmas with the Paytons, and I will forever love her.
That's
I was my wife was pregnant. I was sick because we had one baby. She was pregnant, and I was mad. I felt that I was by myself. I love Connie Payton. But Jared freshman year, Jared was number 32, and we had a senior fullback that was number 34, and we go to play Virginia Tech. Well, we had some up in Blacksburg, and we had a couple injuries. So Porter's gonna start, and Jared is the backup. So we rolling with two freshmen in this game, and this was Michael Vick year too. This was '99. So it was thick. It was packed.
Yeah.
And, Jared comes out for return warm-ups with that number 34 with Payton on the back. I'm getting goosebumps right now. The crowd goes crazy, bro. That's the only time in the history of sports that Blacksburg, Virginia, with VTech cheered for a Miami player. When he came out, they was chanting Payton, Payton, and dude, we started tearing up because he had passed away. We started crying. That thing, just looking at seeing Payton with that 34, and he had put his hands up. Man, it was sweet, dude.
Moments like that you never forget.
You never forget that,
Yeah. Well, hey man, I don't have much else I can really ask. I mean, I know we could talk all day, but you know, we got other things to tend to at the same time.
Yeah. We got to do it again, man. We got to do it again.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna make sure DT schedule is free. That way y'all can remember.
Hey, I would love to have DT on, man. I'm gonna throw it out when we had DT on. But I remember the first time I raced DT, I had never raced him in the 100. So the first time I raced him, I remembered the name Woodson, and because against DeSoto first quarter, I caught a dig route and he couldn't catch me. I ran and I scored. So I was like, okay, I got this. Man, that joker handled me in the 100. And I was like, hold up. What happened, dog? Like, ain't nobody tell me the joker run like that, dude.
Man, he's a straightforward. He
My introduction to DT Woodson was he handed it to me on that track, dog. I was like, that joker run, man. But
you remember I seen your Carter Kimball game, right?
Yeah.
And so believe it or not, defending you, University of Michigan came to our track practice.
Yeah.
Like we seen how you covered Daryl, so we was trying to see if you'd be interested in football. It was like,
Oh.
Oh,
they
snap.
was like, you smaller than what we thought, but it was like,
Yeah.
I'm trying to see if you be interested in football. I was like,
Yeah.
nah. I said, really, I'm going to college for track. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I was like, nah, I don't know about
I
that.
never do that. I never do that. That's
I
what's up.
didn't know you played football either.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Man, he too fat, dude. If you coaching at Kimball, you gonna let him not play football? Come on.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Hey, matter of fact, there's my daddy got the tape from our junior year. That 1 year Kimball should have beat us in football. Y'all had that game.
Oh yeah, we had that game.
Y'all screwed up, and you know where y'all screwed up, right?
What? Which one? When Richard with the lights?
No.
Which one?
It's late in the game. Y'all had the game won.
Yeah, we had the game won.
Y'all scored the touchdown to take the lead to really win the game. And what did y'all do? What y'all do? Now, this ain't me bragging, but I'm gonna say that they pooch kicked the whole game. They would not kick it to me and Chris Lewis. They kicked it deep, dog, and I ran that joint back down to like 3-yard line. And we didn't score to win the game.
Yeah.
They should not have kicked that ball because they was holding us. But what's funny, we got my daddy. I gotta find the tape. My daddy got the tape, and you hear my uncle say something. So this is the only time I ever got run down in high school. I ran, it was like a counter, but it wasn't quite a reverse, but I was like in this wing set, and it was a counter where I got it off the end. I bounced inside Al Basinger. I think it was Basinger was pulling. He was an All-American guard. He played at Oklahoma.
I know. I went to elementary with Al.
320. Big Bay kicked the end out. I cut off of him. The other corner y'all had, the tall cat. I forgot his name. He could play. He was real tall. The other corner, Sham.
Probably might have been Ruben.
Ruben.
Yeah.
I gave him an outside move and got inside of him. I'm out. And man, God dog, that number 6 Tyson coming, dog. Them joking feet. And I'm like, God dog. I'm running. And then I stopped. I like put the brakes on. He went by, and then Ruben them to pursue tackled me. So it was like a 45-yard run. It should any other team in the country. That's a house dog. But that darn Tyson was talking me down, dog. He had a little angle on me. So later in the game, we ran the same play the other side. And I bounced it outside in this sham. And then I ended up bending out of bounds because of the clock. I was trying to conserve time. So I ran maybe like 20 yards and then I got out of bounds. And you hear my uncle say, "Why you run out of bounds? You should have kept running. You would have scored." I told him after the game, I said, "Unc, I was not going to score. Sham had an angle. I was not outrunning that angle." So I had to stop the clock because you don't understand who on that field. That was Tyson earlier. I learned my lesson. I said, I get out of bounds and stop the clock, or if I try to stay in bounds, I'm not going to score and it's going to hurt the team. And I was like, you got to understand, I know who on the field. I wasn't finna outrun that angle. He was going to get me, so I had to make the executive move.
Okay. So you was getting recruited in football too, based off there.
Yeah.
Hey, I can't lie. I got recruited by SFA because of my tape at Texas Stadium. Because I scored right before halftime, and I'm like, okay, we back in this game, and then you backdoored and you scored on CT, put y'all back up in the lead, and y'all never look back.
Dude, yeah.
That's how it happened.
You know what? I got a whooping for that too. Who was that corner? You remember I said something to him and pat him on the butt? You remember that?
Corey Turner.
Right out.
Chris Turner.
Look here, man. I wasn't that big of a noise talker, but when they called a play, I told them, I said, "Get ready to run. We running." And I knew J Boo was gonna come to me. So when I scored, I said, "I told we running. I'm coming back," and I had pat him on the butt. Dude, Coach James. That next day we jogged to run the soreness out and watch film. That joke called the whole team up with us sweaty, man. That joke gave me 5 licks, dude. Talking about I could have got a ton penalty. And
man,
and I ain't talking noise ever again, bro. I ain't saying nothing else.
He waited to the end of practice too.
That joke gave me 5 licks after practice, dog. Talking about next time there's a penalty, so you can't do that. I was like, "Coach, I learned my lesson. I ain't saying nothing else."
That's the difference between playing in the hood and playing in the suburbs. Coach Dow didn't do that kind of stuff.
No. That wouldn't work.
Hey, Daryl.
Hey, we didn't do that in the suburbs, baby.
Hey, I coach at that was like that, so he should have been used to that.
Oh yeah. Coach Walton used to. Hey, that Joe kept that paddle in the back of them tight pants. He had them tight shorts.
Back there.
So you know, I teach. You know, they you know, these kids. Oh, you this, you that. Like, man, shoot. I went to school back in the day when your classroom teacher could paddle you. So I'm not trying to hear all that.
They can't imagine it, dude. They can't imagine it.
That's why they so out of control. That's why the little kid got stabbed at the track meet the other day, man. Like, that's crazy.
Yo, were they fighting? What was going on with that?
They said
I saw on news.
cell
Dude
phone.
was like, they was in his tent. And they
Yeah.
like, man, can you get out? He like, well, make me. They pick his stuff up, and that's how the altercation, end up happening.
Dude,
Dang,
what this cat carrying knives for the track meet too?
That's
dude?
what I'm saying. What you reason for knife at the track
But
meet?
Track is the only sport where you get to really be your true self. Like, and I tell kids, like, man, track, that's an event. If you play football, you play basketball, you play track, you play baseball, they're gonna put you on that bus, they're gonna drive you there, you're gonna play the game, you're gonna get on the bus, you're gonna drive back.
Yeah.
Track is an event.
you got it.
Yeah,
Track is an event. You get to meet with the girls, you get to meet with your friends, like that's something you want to really be a part of. And, that's how I sell them, if they listen. But
yeah. Hey, you ain't lying. That was one of the things that kept me going for a little bit too, man. You said something. You said you could be running girls, man. That was a draw.
Hey,
Remember summer track? Every time in summer track, we get to stay in those hotels.
Hey.
But Lancaster start making it fly. They start wearing the buns. They start having the shades. You know what I'm saying? It's like this really is an event.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah.
Buddy.
Man.
Boy, we had some times, man. Lord help us. Lord help us.
Oh my goodness.
But hey, man,
You remember
that's
the
all I
forward
got for the show,
Wildcats?
man. We've been going on for an hour and 40 minutes, man. We typically don't last that long, man. We done got to start running our mouths, but it was a good time, man.
It's good time.
Bringing back memories, man.
I appreciate it, man. No, this is good, man. I enjoy it. I appreciate y'all inviting me too, man. I really do.
Yeah, I
me as
appreciate
well.
y'all, man. And
Appreciate it, man.
we're gonna let it go back maybe, a couple of months, we get DT back on this thing and see what we can talk about for the next go round. Because we're gonna try to get Ivan on here too. So who knows who I was gonna bring on
I
here.
got plenty more stories to talk about.
Sure, man.
We got some more. Yeah.
Right. Well, just put them on lock for right now, then.
Okay.
That'll work.
All right.
That'll work.
We're gonna run it back, fellas. We appreciate you.
Hey,
All right,
appreciate y'all, man. God bless y'all, man. Thanks for having me.
Until next time, fellas.
Good
All
to
right,
see you,
man.
brothers.
God bless.
All right.